Where are you? I do not mean where is your physical body, but where is your spirit in this transition of space, time, and the all-consuming horror we know as life? It seems as though we have found ourselves in a paradox of existence. Schrodinger's cat, existentialism, Nietzsche. Nothing matters here except for you, dear friends. You wake up, you go to work, go home, put on the television, make dinner, watch reality TV, take a shit, go to bed. Every waking breath you are on with your day. But it's your day. And that is what is most important here. In the high desert, you are accustomed to long, winding roads and broad horizons of dusty orange and red, peppered along with sagebrush. Old buildings with decor still reminiscent of pre-Y2K. We are nowhere. A town of quiet disturbances in the middle of Idaho. Tall blue mountains loom in the distance. An angry orange sun glares down at all of us here. Tonight, however, it is an overcast sky. Melting snow and great monumental piles gather in parking lots scattered across amongst the town like ghosts as you drive past them, lit up by the yellow-hued streetlights. They are unmoving and grand, slick and splattered with dirt and gravel. It looks like marble. It looks unsightly. But this is our town, and this is depressing. You all have gotten a mailer, a coupon. 50% off at Harry's Grocery Outlet. A grand opening was just a few days before Christmas, and now you have the new year to look forward to or dread. It's so cold in your cars, you hear the wet road and tires splashing through snowmelt. You're reminded of a time as a child, riding in the car with a parent and looking at the failing holiday decorations. At one point in time or another, you would have loved the way this looked. The smell of winter, and the glorious gleam of a string of blinking lights in the night. Now it's simply sad, or worse, you feel apathetic to it, numb to those parking lot ghosts. You've all pulled into the parking lot of Harry's Grocery Outlet at last. The ostentatious glowing sign buzzes in its illumination. You each get out of your cars and head for the door, coupon in hand and ready for your nighttime trek through its town. This is its first 24-hour grocery store. The time is 12:45 a.m. Inside the grocery store, it is warm and well lit, and you are greeted by Denny. Denny is perfect. He is tall, but not overly gangly. He's broad-shouldered and handsome, but not intimidatingly so. He smiles at each of you. With his perfect smile, showing his perfect teeth, he's perfectly dressed in a white shirt with a perfectly tied red apron on the front that reads his name tag in perfect handwriting, Denny. Sure enough, he greets you all as you walk in and, hello, welcome. Night owls, I see. Take your time. We don't close here except for natural disasters, of course, which definitely never happens. All right. Tim, you walk in. What do you look like? What are you looking for?
Tim walks in. He's a 38-year-old man. He's dressed very casually. He's not really fit. He's very portly in his appearance. Dressed very casually. He's just getting off his shift at his pet store that he owns. He's come in looking for his favorite treat, a frozen burrito.
Amazing. Denny sort of gives you a nod and sort of ushers you on into the grocery store. Do you take a cart or do you just walk right in?
Uh, Tim will just walk right in. He knows exactly where he's going.
Okay. Okay. Ronnie, same with you? Are you just walking right in? What do you look like? What are you looking for?
Ronnie is a woman in her early 30s. She looks a bit haggard. The makeup that she has on her face looks like she put it on probably about 16 hours ago, and it's beginning to just melt off her face. Her hair is sort of limp, a little bit greasy, probably hasn't been washed in a while. pulled back into a ponytail to sort of disguise that. Over her shoulder is a large purse, one that contains her entire life. She's sort of begrudgingly walking into the grocery store. She looks like she is desperate for sleep, but the life of a personal assistant means that she has to be available at all hours, despite any sort of exhaustion she might be facing. And the personal assistant of a up and coming TikTok influencer means that she is often sent out to find weird objects at weird hours, and tonight she is looking for NyQuil and raw chicken.
Gross. I hate that.
Mhm.
Tucker, what do you look like? What are you looking for?
I'm still thinking about how much of chicken is raw in the store. Anyway, so Tucker's tall, about 45, dressed all black, got a big, kind of pretentious V-neck or turtleneck sweater on. He's got a disdain. He's not looking at anybody. He does give Denny a quick look, because he always gives Denny a quick look, and is like, man, one day if I have the time, but I don't got the time right now. I'm here for beans. I need a big idea. I haven't had a spot in like 3 years, and I need a big idea for beans. Buford's beans. And so I came to the store to stand in the bean aisle and stare at beans, canned beans. So whatever aisle that's in, that's where I'm going.
Very
Maybe
good.
I need to, Denny, where are the beans?
Oh, the beans. The beans.
God,
the
he's
beans.
perfect.
God. Silly
Yeah, look
me.
at that.
Silly me.
Is that something
Those
stuck
are
in his
gonna be. Those are
teeth?
gonna be. No, it's not. Don't worry about it. It's
I was saying that out loud.
those. Denny knows all.
Oh,
Those are gonna be on aisle 4. Aisle 4.
aisle 4. I'm heading to aisle 4. Thank you very much, Denny.
Yes.
Stay out of my head, Denny.
Oh, okay. Yeah, certainly. Sorry about that. Frankie, what do you look like? What are you looking for?
Yeah, Frankie is tall, very slender, willowy girl. She wears fitted black clothing. She's got big black combat boots. Her hood's pulled up on her hoodie. And she's the kind of girl that hunches when she walks and leads with her head everywhere. She's normally got a scowl on, even though she's pretty. And she's just gotten off work, so she's extra irritable. And she's looking for a snack, maybe a microwavable burrito, maybe a Coca-Cola, maybe a pack of smokes.
Fair enough. As you guys are entering into this grocery store, you will notice, just like any other grocery store, you have your checkout aisles, you have what you can only assume is like an employees only break room area, and there is a cork board with missing persons photos on them. But all of them are the same person. It's the man James Sanders that has been seen around town, and in the newspaper it's been known that he's gone missing recently, sort of vanished into thin air. And as you pass that, you will notice that some of them have the number to call with any information has been taken off. Now, do any of you talk to each other, look at each other, or say anything, or do you just go right into the grocery store?
I think Frankie notices 2 of the people as people she's served at the bar before. The pretentious looking fella and the frazzled looking woman. And she only draws deeper into herself and scurries faster from them. She doesn't want to be noticed. She wants to be invisible.
Okay.
And I'm definitely not paying attention to anybody.
Fair enough.
Figures.
I think that Ronnie Ronnie would have likely gone to like sort of wave to Frankie, and then upon her sort of making a hasty retreat, Ronnie sort of just puts her hand down like awkwardly, like, oh, and then she's gonna just sort of nod to Denny and make note of the missing person um poster. I think as she's sort of walking by it, she almost stops short, um, kind of doing like a double take. And then there is a sort of her eyebrows raise, and as she recognizes the man on the poster. Um, but just as quickly as she stops, does she start again into the store.
Okay.
Tim, he doesn't know any of the others. They don't go to his pet shop because they don't have pets, I guess. They don't have a reason to go to his shop. So he's just gonna go straight to his spot, frozen burrito from the freezer.
Oh, you're going straight there?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you'll find the frozen food section pretty easily. As you guys navigate through the grocery store and sort of start making your selections, you will notice that there are shoppers. They're sort of moving slowly and sort of purposefully. They don't really strike you as anything out of the ordinary unless you wish to take a closer look. But as you sort of go through the aisles, Tim, you will find frozen burritos. And amazingly enough, there is a little, almost like a service counter there where you can go ahead and microwave the burrito if you want to go ahead and eat it right now.
Of course.
Of course you do.
Tim's
Okay.
very hungry.
Okay, you go ahead and just unwrap the burrito and throw it in the microwave.
Yes.
Okay, and I mean nothing crazy happens. It goes ahead and it dings and it gives you your warm, delicious burrito. Do you bite into it?
Of course I bite into Tim bites into it. He's very hungry after his long shift.
Okay. Gerald, will you go ahead and make a madness check for me?
Yes. Let's see. Remind me how to do that.
You just draw a card, right? And you tell me what the card number is.
8.
Okay, 8. You have failed your madness check, Duro. And you notice something when you bite into it. It's hard. There's a crunch. And then softness and almost something that you could describe as acrid. As you bite further down onto the burrito, you feel something in your hands as you're holding it like this, I would imagine, move.
Just like that.
You feel something shiny almost, like that hard, glistening feeling of a carapace meets your tongue. And you feel it start to move inside of you. Tim, did you remember to feed the lizards today?
Tim always feeds the lizards.
Why did you feed the lizards today, Tim?
Their favorite grubs.
You feel and you know that this burrito, the moment you pull back and look at it, is full of those grubs. If you look down at it, you'll see them writhing and squirming before you. Would you like to try and rationalize this with an understanding check?
They're just noodles, Michael.
Yes.
Okay.
I draw a jack. of hearts.
Okay. You have passed your understanding check, but what I would like from you is to rationalize what this is, rationalize what you felt and what sensations you were just experiencing.
So Tim would have thought, maybe there was some mix up in the beef in his burrito, and maybe it was undercooked or something like that, and or there's a lot of water in there, so it was very wriggly, and maybe it just felt off from what he's used to.
Okay, that's great. That's perfect. Now, but I do want to keep in mind what you felt. You felt it. You really truly felt that this burrito was full of bugs and grubs and horrible, gross things. But the moment you rationalize it to yourself, that's it. That's gone. You have the memory of it, but you look back at it and it's just a burrito. It always has been just a burrito. Anything else, Tim?
Tim's gonna continue eating it.
What's everybody else doing?
I'm watching Tim eat his burrito. I'm just kidding. I am standing in the bean aisle. I'm just staring.
Yeah.
I got this kind of thing going on.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Frankie
Excuse me. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I was letting somebody by.
Jesus fucking Christ.
What's Frankie doing?
Frankie is over by where the burritos are because she is also getting a burrito, but she has no intentions of cooking it there because she likes hers in the oven, like a civilized person. Is this scenario with Tim happening in that aisle? Like, does she see this happening?
If Tim is making any horrible faces of shock and terror, yes, but you personally would not see any bugs or anything wrong with the burrito. You would see him just eating his burrito. Maybe he stops and Tim, that's up to you if you pause and sort of look at it with great horror at all.
Yeah, Tim would have stopped and looked at it like with horror on his face, like, what am I eating sort of look, and he's got like a sour, like, puckered face.
I think upon seeing this, Frankie would look at her burrito and maybe for a moment question whether like the burritos might be bad. But ultimately decide he might also just be a junkie and maybe she needs to get the fuck out of this aisle, and she's going to go ahead and make her way to wherever she can find a Coca-Cola.
Okay. What's Ronnie doing when this is happening?
Ronnie had veered off towards the meat section, so she would have walked past like the bread and the fruits and stuff to go and find a package of chicken.
Oh, so you're in the meat aisle? That's crazy.
Yeah, that you said it like that, but yeah.
Are you just sort of perusing along the meats?
Yeah, I'm specifically looking for like some chicken breasts, like a nice package of like 2 or so. Kind of looking for maybe the cheapest option.
Go ahead and make a madness check for me.
Okay.
It's so crazy. You guys are just going right to these places.
A king?
Okay, you passed your madness check. Nothing.
Oh, wonderful.
Nothing's wrong.
So yeah, I find I'm looking for like a nice thick pack of chicken breast.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy. I'm gonna put it. I grabbed a basket on my way in as well.
Yeah.
They had like the little hand baskets.
Yeah.
I just like toss it in there, and then I'm gonna start making my way towards the medicine aisle, whatever aisle that might be, to try and find some NyQuil.
Yeah, that is more than likely going to go ahead and be on aisle 6.
Okay. Yeah, I'll head on the sort of the back part of the grocery store towards aisle 6.
Okay. You guys don't talk to each other at all while you're sort of passing by?
Well, the only person that I really know is Frankie, and she
Did
made a
not
quick
wanna-
exit from me, so I don't want to bother her on when, she's not at work.
Okay.
I feel like our relationship is probably a bartender and client, and it should stay that way maybe.
Okay. While you are heading over to aisle 6, you are going to go ahead and feel suddenly the ramming of a cart bumping into you.
Fuck.
It is one of the shoppers, and he doesn't look at you. He just keeps moving.
Hello?
He doesn't say anything.
I'm gonna look around to see if anyone else saw that.
Make a perception check. And don't forget to give me your sweet as well that you're getting.
Heart.
A heart. And your sweet is the heart, isn't it? Your
Uh,
chosen
Oh yeah. My sweet is the heart.
Okay.
Ooh, 3.
one? Okay. So 3 plus 1. You don't really notice anybody around. You don't really notice anything out of the ordinary, but he just literally keeps walking past you like you weren't even there.
I'm just gonna kind of mutter to myself fucking crackheads, Christ. And I'm gonna keep heading towards aisle 6. I'm now acutely aware of my ankles, so I'm sort of checking behind me to make sure no one else comes up
Sure.
behind me.
Sure. Okay. Okay. All right. Does anybody else want to do anything while everybody's kind of still separated like this? Is anybody looking for anything in particular? Now, I know, Tucker, you are looking in the bean aisle.
Yes,
Correct?
I am.
You are
You're
looking
right.
in the
Yeah.
aisle. You're looking for them beans.
Yeah.
So the bean aisle shares it's canned good aisle, right? And at the very far end is going to be where all the canned dog and cat food is.
Okay.
You're going to see an old woman down there. And she's sort of motioning at you. Yeah.
Me?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You need something off the top shelf or something, ma'am?
When she speaks to you, she speaks exclusively in Russian. And she is very excitable. She's grabbing at your arm and trying to convey to you something very important, it seems.
I'm sorry, do you speak English?
She sort of is muttering off things in Russian to you, and she's sort of waving her hands around, and she's almost trying to convey to you to look for somebody else.
Oh, yeah. Yes. 2 aisles that way. 2 that way.
She does not
Aisles.
she doesn't understand. She you get a sensation looking at this
Oh.
woman.
Oh. Okay, tell me more.
She feels warm and hopeful, but urgent. And she starts dinging on a bell on her
She's got a
cart.
bell? On
Yeah,
her
she's
cart?
got on
Oh.
her cart. It's a fit like a bicycle
Salazar?
bell.
Um,
And she's trying to ding this to get your and everybody's attention. And it seems very, very important. Does anybody else hear or decide to follow the sound of the bell? This is loud enough for the whole store to hear.
I'm gonna walk out of the aisle, see if there's is a Denny around or somebody who works here.
Denny is at the front. He is monitoring the shoppers who are leaving.
Is there anybody that works here nearby? How this lady needs help.
Just these other shoppers, not Frankie or Ronnie or Tim that you saw, but the other shoppers, the ones that hit Ronnie, and they're just kind of passing by. She's dinging it frantically.
I'm gonna gently kind of move her cart come with the cart. Yeah.
She'll follow you.
That way. That way. And I'm gonna push the cart a little bit.
Okay.
You go that way.
She's gonna keep going, and she's
Good.
kind of
Yep.
going through the
Just keep
grocery
going.
store,
Keep
dinging
going.
her bell.
Okay, now that it's farther away, it's not as bad. Doesn't break my concentration that much. I'm back to the beans.
Okay. Okay.
I take beans off the shelf. I look at their wrapping. I'm looking at the brands, what they do and how they.
I think it's your turn. Go ahead and make a madness check for me.
I don't like the way you said that. Any of that. Okay. So I am drawing. Oh, and madness is. What am I adding to it?
You're gonna add whatever. If you choose your suite, you add +1 to that, and you should also add. I would love to be able to tell you what you should also add. Understanding.
Understanding.
I should have clarified that earlier. I'm very
Zero
sorry.
that, so that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Whoops. It's a 2. Yeah, a 2.
Whew.
My suit is hearts.
Okay.
And that is not hearts.
No. Okay. So what you hear is the sudden drop of aluminum on the, or I guess tin on the floor. If you look behind you, one of the cans of beans has fallen off. And then another.
Oh, what the?
And then another. And another. And another. Until you have like an insurmountable or unfathomable amount of cans of beans sort of rising up from the floor, and they are coming towards you rapidly, rolling in almost like a wave, and they are about to crush you. And I would like you to make an understanding check for me.
Okay. Draw. 1. Draw. I got a joker.
Okay, so
I redraw, right?
redraw.
And I got. All right, I'm gonna use one of my determinations then
Okay,
on this so I could draw it. Am
Yeah,
I drawing 2?
you draw twice with that, and you take the higher
Yep.
number. So it's just
Okay.
like regular advantage.
Yeah.
Like a reroll.
I got a 9 and a 4. So 9 plus 0 for understanding.
This is coming towards you. It's coming for you right now. I would like you to go ahead and make an athletics check.
I'm running.
Yes. So this is you trying to like bob and weave away from this horrible wave of beans. I mean, it's almost like you could hear it growling towards you, like it's sort of taking a life of its own.
All right. Athletics. I got the other joker.
Okay.
Look at me.
Look at you
I got
go.
dragon. Athletics +1 is 4. And low is good, right? Lower is the best.
Well, you have not died. You have not died, but I am going to have you knocked prone.
Good to know. It's good to know. So I fall. Okay, I love it.
You'll take a fall, and you'll have to take some time to get yourself dusted off. I'm not going to kill you yet. Emphasis on yet. But because you failed the understanding check, this is something that has really happened now. You see, I mean, if ever anybody were to listen, you would hear this like horrible crashing of cans sort of like pelting down on poor Tucker. And he's sort of knocked and buried underneath of this pile of cans of beans. Meanwhile, this dinging from this bell is also going through.
What
grocery
aisle
store.
was Tucker in?
Tucker was he on aisle? Did we say aisle 4? So just a couple aisles over from you.
I think on my, 'cause I imagine this sort of happened on my way to aisle 6. And I see the cans all piled up.
Yes, you see, and you'll maybe see Tucker's little hand sticking out.
Oh, I'm gonna like rush over and start like trying to unearth the hand. Are you okay? What happened? I'm like,
Ooh. What was it?
Did-
Beans.
there's a lot of them.
Beans. Oh, I mean, sorry. Cans
Are
of
you
beans.
okay? Do you have a concussion? Hold on. Look me in the eyes, and I'm gonna like look in his eyes to see if like his pupils are like wide or anything.
Am I okay?
Okay, well that's I think there's something wrong, but not a concussion. Should we get Denny to
Somebody said, did you see them?
see who?
Whoever is throwing all these beans at me, these cans. Had to been somebody pushing them off the shelf at me.
I'm gonna like look around like to the other side of the aisle to see if like there would be anyone on the other side.
You do see somebody. In fact, you see the little old lady still just dinging along.
I'm gonna look back at Tucker and be like, I don't know that she has the upper body strength to do that. So I'm gonna say that maybe and I'm gonna like look at the shelf. I'm like, maybe like there's a lean to it, unstable.
Just at that moment, Denny, in all of his perfect glory, perfectly
God, why
arrives.
does he look like that?
Oh my
Magnificent.
God, sir, I am so sorry. Are you okay? And Denny is
didn't-
like scooping up cans of beans in like armfuls and starting to kind of like push them back onto the shelves in the perfect little rows. And he offers you a perfect hand to help you perfectly up.
Oh, I'll take the hand.
He's gonna,
Danny, did you see who might have thrown this?
I
stuff?
don't-
I was attacked.
It's just me here. I am so sorry. I will review the security footage. I ask that you do not leave. I have to write an incident report. I will, however, give you a 15% discount on whatever you buy today. I am so sorry.
Am I I'm up now. Am I all right? I'm bleeding, scratched up. Maybe
No,
there's a
you're-
can. Maybe I got a
you're-
little blood here.
Yeah,
No.
you're probably okay. You maybe
Okay.
maybe a little dizzy. Maybe some bruises, some aches, but nothing tremendous.
Okay. Well, sure. Do we got to go somewhere to do this, or?
You stay right here. Don't go anywhere.
Oh.
You can keep shopping. I will get the incident report going, and I will find you, sir.
Thank you so much for your help, Miss
Ronnie,
Ronnie. Thank you. How
Are you-
embarrassing.
are you
I think-
okay?
I think so.
Okay, I gotta
Not
go
every
get some
day.
NyQuil. So
You're attacked at the grocery store,
by beans nonetheless.
with cans of beans. Yeah,
Yeah, with cans of beans.
I've been better. Sorry.
Oh, huh. It
I'm sorry.
was a good joke.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm a writer.
Oh, because never mind.
Got to come up with a commercial or an advertising idea for beans.
So is
Yeah.
that why you're
And now they're
standing in
attacking
the
me.
bean aisle? Maybe
Yeah,
that could be your commercial. Maybe it's like oh no, the
a
attack
tsunami
of beans.
of beans.
Yeah. Inspiration
Maybe
hits
there's something
in the
there.
weirdest ways.
It's a good point.
Mhm.
It's a really good point.
And I have to get NyQuil so that my employer can cook some chicken in it. So I'll be over that way.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you stay away from. Don't get. Bye. Just gonna like veer away.
What are Frankie and Tim doing during this bean escapade?
I think Frankie's looking for the Coca-Cola. She walked here from work and probably smoked at least 2 cigarettes on the way, so she's quite parched and would love a drink. She's definitely the kind of girl who grabs the soda and just opens it and starts drinking it and then takes it up to the register to pay.
Or eats the burrito in store.
No. Fuck a microwave. Get out of here with that.
I would imagine you probably find the soda aisle pretty easily. That's not a problem, and you do hear the dinging of the bell, still, but oddly enough, strangely enough, um, why don't you go ahead and make a madness check for me?
Yeah. I am
And-
spades.
Yes, and what did you get?
A 4.
Something as strange has happened with the radio above. And as it's been playing sort of just contemporary 90s music, right? You hear this static change. And then you hear something familiar. You hear a love song. Something you know very particular. Something that was written about you by your boyfriend. Well, your ex-boyfriend. And it's playing overhead. And it's almost like as soon as you move away from wherever the overhead speaker is, it is getting distorted and then further away. And when you go back to it, back to the center of the speaker, it kind of clears up again. And it sounds beautiful, like the first time you heard it.
She's thoroughly weirded out.
I would like you to go ahead and try and rationalize this
Okay.
with an understanding check.
That is a jack.
Okay.
And so, question, I have a 2
Yeah.
understanding.
Yes.
Makes it a king, technically.
So yeah, so it's +2. So it doesn't really, so Jack, Queen, and King are all 10, right? And then aces are high. So +2 for your understanding, it makes it a 12.
Okay.
So
Okay, I get it now.
you
Yeah.
see what I mean? Okay. So you go ahead and pass your understanding check. What do you think is actually happening?
I think I'm assuming that her boyfriend's not famous by any means. No. I would assume that she rationalizes by this is her ex, and fucking musicians, they're so fucking pompous. He had to have sent his CD into the local station and they're giving him a pity play in the middle of the night.
Absolutely.
Sad, really.
Yeah, so because of that successful understanding, you actually hear over the radio, you hear, and ladies and gentlemen, that is from one of our locals. And they go on to explain the band, and then thank you for listening to Midnight Radio and sort of vibe, and then it just continues on.
To that, she cracks open her cold Coke and takes a very generous chug from it that incites a nice boisterous burp from her. And
Very
a
good.
little fuck that guy.
Very good. Tim, what are you up to?
So Tim, he hears the sound of this bell, and it reminds him of the parrot he remembers to feed at his pet store. So he's gonna go over and investigate this bell.
Okay. You find the old woman sort of walking along the aisles, still bringing her bell, and when you come upon her, she does the same thing she did with Tucker. She sort of motions for everyone. She needs everyone, and seems very insistent on this.
Tim's gonna look sort of perplexed at what she's doing, but it's late at night. He's done everything else to do, so he's just gonna be like, okay, crazy lady.
Okay, well, why don't you go ahead and make me a perception check then, since you sought her out.
Okay.
You just had to fucking make the comment about the bird, didn't you, Duro?
I have a 2. Of, of clubs. Of a suit of clubs.
Okay. You don't get it. You don't understand really what she's trying to do here, what she's trying to well, it is a 5 technically. Plus, what is your suit, Duro? It's
Clubs.
Okay, so that's a 6. You kind of get it. You kind of get what she's trying to convey. She's trying to reach out to you, to Ronnie, to Frankie, and to Tucker. She needs you guys for something. What you don't know. And again, she's kind of just gibbering in Russian, and she's like pointing to you, and then she points down to the aisle at Frankie, and again over at Ronnie and Tucker.
Okay, so I think Tim he'll go look for whoever's like he'll walk around the aisles and find whoever's nearby. She gave him a directional look. So he's gonna just kind of like walk around and see if anybody knows about what's happening with her.
Okay. And what aisle are you going down? If you can give me a number.
So let's go down 6.
Okay. You'll probably be entering that aisle about the time that Ronnie is entering it. And you'll see each other from probably across the aisle.
I'm not. Which aisle was I in again? Not 6.
You were
4.
on aisle 4.
4. Okay, doke.
Did I say Tucker?
No.
Okay,
Mm-mm.
good.
I got confused. I thought I was in 6, and when you said you just saw her, I was like, oh, okay.
I'm like making my way down the aisle. I notice Tim like walking down the aisle, but I am like sort of trying to avoid eye contact after the ankle incident. So I'm just like beelining it for the NyQuil.
Tim's are you looking at Tim?
I like noticed you, but then I like put my head to the floor, and then I like went directly towards the NyQuil.
Okay, so Tim's gonna give you the obvious like glare, like I want to talk to you about something, sort of stare.
Do you like come up to me as I'm like perusing the
Yes.
drugs?
Yes.
Are you looking for NyQuil too?
No, but have you seen this lady out here ringing the bell?
Yeah, I figured like Denny would take care of that.
She just speaking Russian, but she seems like she wants us to go and talk to her. I don't know. I just get this weird feeling.
Do you speak Russian?
No, not really, but I do have a parrot that speaks Russian. I don't really understand what he's saying either, but
Why do you have a parrot that speaks Russian if you don't speak Russian?
He was once owned by a Russian. He was donated to the store when his owner died, so I'm taking care of him, but he only speaks Russian.
You haven't like thought to like learn what he's saying or anything? You might, I'd be curious if a parrot was speaking Russian. I'd at least like look it up to see what he was talking about.
I know a few words, which is why I kind of understood what this lady's talking about.
Oh.
But it seems like she wants us to go over and talk to her.
I'm gonna like look and like spot like the NyQuil, and I'm gonna grab the NyQuil. And then I'm gonna kind of look at Tim like, okay, let's go talk to the Russian lady, I guess. Why is she dinging the bell?
I don't know. It's very hypnotic.
Okay. I'm gonna just kind of meander. I'm gonna follow the sound of the bell.
Tim, do you go get the others? You go get Frankie and Tucker?
Yeah, I'll go grab them.
Okay.
You can try.
Before I say to Veronica, oh, sorry, what was your name again?
Veronica, you can call me Ronnie.
Oh, okay. I'm Tim.
Nice to meet you, I think.
I own the pet store, if you didn't know, in town.
Oh. Do you sell like dogs?
Yeah, I sell dogs.
Are they like good dogs or are they like pet store dogs?
They are rescues that I was so fortunate to have placed in my shop. I have a sort of like a a deal with them, sort of thing.
Do they also speak Russian?
No.
Oh.
That'd be very strange.
I'm just saying it could be like a cool like shtick that you got going on. Just all your animals speak Russian. Oh, I'm gonna okay. I'm gonna go find the Russian lady.
Okay. So I guess Tim will wander around looking for whoever's next.
What aisle do you want to go into?
I remember seeing Frankie in the corner of my eye. I was eating my burrito.
Okay.
So I'll try to look around for Frankie.
Okay. If Frankie is over getting cold sodas, that is probably going to be over where, like on the back end of one, where all those cold areas are.
Yeah, she's still just standing back there, sipping on her soda.
Okay, so Tim will he'll walk up to you with his burrito wrapper in hand. And he'll say, "Hey, my name's Tim. This might sound strange, but you hear that dinging of the bell?"
No, I don't hear what you're talking about, Tim.
Oh,
You hear it.
Oh, I do. I know
Okay.
I do. Yeah.
you don't hear the dinging?
Are you okay, Tim? You smell toast. Do you normally talk to strangers in the grocery store? Young women alone wandering the grocery store at night? You look like the kind of guy that normally tries to talk to young women alone in the grocery store at night. What do you want, Tim?
Well, I guess it's not that important.
Right. So why are you here, Tim?
Well, it's kind of hard to explain, but you don't seem too interested in hearing it, so I think I'm gonna go now.
She gives like a smile of victory. And she's actually going to go find the bell on her own because at this point, she feels, even though the song on the radio was explainable, she has this bell has just been in her peripheral, and she's a bartender. Specifically, she works karaoke nights, so she's like fine-tuned at just tuning shit out. This is a honed skill of hers. And for some reason, she just can't get this bell to stop dinging in her fucking peripheral. So she's gonna go see what the hell is happening.
All right, you got one person left to get. Tim, are you leading the charge and finding Tucker?
Yes, Tim will find Tucker.
Okay. You'll find him. I think he's still in aisle 4 looking at the beans, still reeling from the bean incident of 2023.
Yeah, and looking around, wondering where Denny is, considering gonna go find Denny myself when you show up.
Tim's just gonna look at all the bean cans on the floor and say, "What happened here?"
Oh, you scared me. I was attacked. Right
Attacked?
here at Harry's. Yeah, I was attacked. Someone started throwing cans of food at me. I'm waiting on some kind of report Denny's filling out.
That seems like a lot of beans to throw. Are you sure someone threw them?
Well, I don't. I fell on the ground as I was being pelted by cans. It was a lot was going on. It was really. Are you saying that they just jumped off the shelf at me? You could take that crazy shit elsewhere.
Well, you hear that bell that's ringing? Do you know what's going on with that?
Tell me that you're like grandmother or something. Do you know where to find her?
No, well,
Sounds like she might be aisle 2 right now.
she pointed this way, and I found you here. So I'm not sure what she
the irony
wants,
of this is
but
a little too fucking funny. Because I pointed her the other way to get rid of her. Oh, I'm sorry. What can I help you with? Like, do we need to stop her? I've already been attacked tonight. I don't want to
well,
attack an old lady.
she
Shit,
seems
she might have been the one that did it. Who knows?
she seems very adamant that you go over to her. Same with myself and the other 2 people I've met already.
You've been making friends?
It's not something I normally do, but strange lady in a store.
I'm sorry, have I stumbled into a Scooby-Doo episode? Are we like this is I just came to stare at beans. This is all getting very weird, and I think it'd be better if I just maybe went and got a drink and gone home. That was TMI for you. I'm sorry, buddy, but have a good day, man. I'm gonna walk out. I'm gonna attempt to leave the store.
Okay. Go ahead, and you are going to make for me. Go ahead and make a perception check first for me.
Perception? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Drawer. I got a 5 plus perception, so 6. Wait, is that a heart? Certainly not a heart. 6.
So, what you see before you are the doors are gone. This is very obvious. There are no doors. By doors. Windows are still there, but the doors are gone.
There's still an outside though, right? The parking lot.
Yeah, the parking lot's still there. You can still see the parking lot. You can see your car. You can see the snow. You can see the Christmas lights. But the doors are gone.
That's just another weird thing. I'm just heading on out.
You're gonna walk towards the brick wall where the doors were?
Oh, it's a brick wall. Oh, okay,
it's a brick wall.
I'm sorry. I thought.
Oh yes,
was a big
sorry.
Opening.
No. The doors are gone. It's just a wall now.
Hey, did you see? Weren't there doors here? I'm gonna say to Tim.
Tim obviously sees the doors,
thinking
right?
you're still here, right?
The doors are gone. It's just a wall.
You just realized that their doors are gone too?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really, there were doors here, right? Didn't we walk in through that way?
Yes, we did walk through there.
I must have hit my head really bad. I wonder if Denny's got any kind of first aid or something. I'm feeling, okay.
The dinging is getting more incessant at this
Oh
point.
my God. Do you think if we go talk to her, she'll stop the bell? Let's stop the bell. I've obviously have head injury and trauma. Although are you real?
Of course I'm real.
Ding, ding, ding.
I'm gonna poke you, Tim. Sorry.
Ding, ding, ding,
Okay.
ding, 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 ding,
Okay.
ding.
Let's go. Let's go. I'm going. I'm gonna head towards the bell.
Outstanding. So all of you are heading towards the old woman.
Yes.
You find her at the back end of aisle 2, just as Tim thought. And suddenly you feel it's like a beacon of unexpectedly needed hope. It's an old woman who stands before you, yes. And she is not like the others. She is with it. She is conscious. She is looking at you. She's not just passing you by. She's hunched over her cart. And at this point, she's just sort of like tossing things into her cart while in between ringing the bell. As she finally sees all 4 of you approach her, her mouth curls inward and a toothless smile is what greets you. Her eyes are gentle, though, and she regards you all like a grandmother who has not seen her grandchildren for a very long time. And suddenly, all 4 of you are missing somebody. You feel that pit in your stomach, like you should have called them. And you feel that urge to go forward. But our cart is full, and she beckons you over. If any of you speak to her, do any of you try and say anything to her at all?
I'm just going to put my hand softly over the bell. That's what I'm going to do, is just kind of step up, just a real nice smile. And I'm going to put my hand over the bell. We'll see.
I'm going to take my phone out and try to use it to translate.
Hey,
Look at the big brain on Ronnie.
Go ahead, give me a perception check, please.
8 plus
8's good enough.
9.
You realize your phone has no service here. And in fact, when you take it out, it sort of is like really slow and isn't like you can't go through your apps or anything.
I'm going to take my other phone out, my business phone as well, and see if it
Same
has
deal.
like hold them up. Like,
Nothing.
Tell me you got a third phone. Tell you got a third phone.
no,
I'm going to pull
only
out my
2.
other phone, my satellite only phone.
No, not that rich.
She sort of waves you and calms you. Go ahead.
Do you guys have service?
We're bringing out my phone.
Same with Tim.
Nothing.
We're going to think nothing.
None of you have service. And it's almost like it's like you're holding a magnet over your phone. It's like just acting crazy. But the old woman sort of calms you. She speaks in Russian to you, but she rings the bell. But it's in
No.
But it's in succession. There's a specific pattern to this. I would like all of you to go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Okay, but I'm seriously trying to stop her from ringing the bell. Just
She'll
putting my
smack
hand.
She'll smack.
She smacks my hand away?
Yes. She smacks your hand away.
11.
Okay.
She's feral.
She's feral.
6,
Okay.
9 if I get my bonus.
Yeah. Okay.
That's an 8 for me. Or wait. Yeah, that's an 8 for me.
Okay.
And spades.
Bam. King. That's
Okay.
good, right?
That's very good. All of you realize that this is Morse code. She's trying to communicate with you in a way that,
Another language I don't know.
well, you might. I need you to all do an understanding check now. I will tell you now, I'm looking for a DC of 13 or higher. Please don't forget, I think all of you have an
13's
advantage
really
except for
high.
Tucker.
Jeez.
To know Morse code?
Tim does not know.
I do not
Don't.
know.
That's okay.
So what happens when we
I hope
draw
it
our
is.
own suite?
You get
Oh.
a +1.
1.
Okay, so mine evens out to a 6.
Okay.
Mine's would be a 7.
I need one of y'all to use your advantages.
I'll use my advantage and draw again.
Thank you. I need somebody to get this.
Oof. Yeah. That's another 8. Back-to-back 8s for me. So.
I'll
Okay.
use mine.
I will give you the 8. I'll reduce the DC. I will give you the 8. Don't use yours, Duro.
All right, do it.
All right. Frankie, you know Morse code.
No. Okay. No
Who the
sweat.
fuck it?
Yeah.
You learned it somewhere along your bartending adventures.
Mhm.
And you recognize what she is trying to tell you. There is the first line. It is going to be hide from beast.
Okay. She relays this. I imagine we're all standing together in a group kind of around this woman.
Mhm.
Yeah, Frankie kind of like shakes her head and looks at everybody and says, "Look, I don't know how the fuck I know this, but she's saying something about hiding from a beast. So that's super reassuring. Also, thank you for silencing the bell. What are you? I know what you are. You're Hendrix up, 2 olives, extra dry, right? Yeah, I remember you.
Bartender.
Hard to
Yes.
forget.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Is there like a bear loose?
You.
Or...
I didn't know you had anything from here down.
Oh,
Didn't know if you had. I imagine you're maybe part robot.
yeah.
Oh.
You know, I switched out my bionic legs before I left the bar. It's a ritual of mine when I close up. Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Got to keep them guessing, always on their toes.
I'm gonna look to Tim. Are they not worried about the whole hide from the beast thing? It's like they're wolves, coyotes.
Well, I don't know, but if it's a dog, I'm pretty good with dogs.
Oh. Do you got like treats? Well, I mean, I'm sure there's a dog aisle.
Yeah, we should stop by there if we have a moment.
Some dog treats. Be a bone.
You get another message from the old woman, and she spells out to the word babushka and points to herself.
Oh, great. She wants everybody to know that she's Babushka. Hi,
I like-
Babushka.
You know, like old woman, grandma.
Yeah, I think so.
Another message. Black blood kills.
Black blood kills.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of. Isn't that like just kind of a given? Like you don't want your blood to be black, yeah?
Right. You know, I think next time I'm just going to use the mobile app. Yeah.
I wish they didn't shut down the 7-Eleven in town.
Right?
It was full of rats.
Do you guys remember there being a door? Like, do you see the doors are gone, or do you see doors?
She's going to look to the front. Does she see the brick wall as well?
Yes.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no doors there. That's great. This is getting better by the minute. And she has this like mini black backpack on her back, and she kind of like slings it down off one shoulder, and she pulls her pack of Parliament lights out and just lights one up in front of everybody in the middle of the store. She does not give a fuck anymore.
Babushka motions for one.
She hands one over. Yeah, lady, whatever the fuck you want. Talking
Listen.
about beast and black blood and
I need to find Denny. because I was attacked and now the doors are missing. So if we keep Babushka, and I point at the bell, no, I'll go find Denny, and maybe he can point us to where the doors are for real. I don't.
You were
Hearing-
attacked?
I was attacked in the can aisle. Somebody's throwing cans of food at me.
Hearing the word Denny or the name Denny, she sort of puts a hand up. She looks afraid. And she's going to ding again.
Oh, no ding, no dinging. No.
She spells out.
Oh, wait, she's got a ding for Morse code. Damn it.
Stalker looks like man.
Okay, so Denny's a bad guy.
She said that? Those words,
Yep,
Denny?
Yep.
What is
Stalker
bad?
looks like man. Stalker looks like man. And you just said Denny, so I mean, I'm not a rocket scientist. I am, after all, just a simple, smart, small town, regular schmegular bartender. But something in me just equates Denny bad guy now. It's a feeling.
She's now going to motion to her cart. Huh? She's motioning for you to look through the cart, and I would like whoever would like to look through the cart to make a perception check. All of you can look through the cart, or one of you, it doesn't make a difference to me.
I have really good perception, so I will make a perception check on this cart.
Okay.
Same with Tim.
Okay.
That is an 11 for me.
You find an Unchunka.
I got an ace.
I'm this is enough bullshit. I'm gonna go find Denny.
Okay. Tim, what did you find?
I'm gonna get
What
myself killed.
What did you pull?
I got a 10 plus 3 for my perception.
You guys loot this old woman's cart.
Okay.
I'm gonna go find Denny.
What is your bonus to perception?
3, so 10.
Is it
13.
right? 13. And then
Yeah.
Kirsten?
I got an ace and I have a +1 to perception.
Okay. So Tim, you find an AK-47 with 30 rounds
Damn.
of 7.26.
What did I find, Bones?
That's a lot of gun for a pet shop boy.
An Unchunka, which is like a traditional Russian winter hat.
Oh,
Shunka. I spot my
Okay.
daughter one. She looks way too adorable.
The Unchunka will give you a +1 to your athletics.
oh, yeah, I like that. I put that on.
You look
Need
great.
that.
That's a magical Shunka? What?
Where did she find where'd she find a gun?
Tim will hold this gun in his hand and turn to the lady. Do you have a license for this thing?
She just speaks to you in Russian rapidly and is like very like, take it.
Take it. Oh.
Kirsten, you also find an Unchunka.
Cool.
You have matching Unchunkas.
What's that, a +1?
+1 to athletics. And you also, all of you find 3 tins of cat food.
Oh,
And she gives that to you very excitedly.
oh, okay.
The cat food for mechanical purposes will heal 1 harm.
So we have to eat the cat food. Okay.
Just don't get hurt and you won't have to eat it. It's fine.
I'm gonna look at Frankie and just kind of put the hat on.
Yeah, right. Frankie's like mirroring you, like,
You feel a little bit, you get a little pep in yourself, feel a little stronger, feel a little more mightier.
I suddenly feel like I could actually run the school mile now. Do you feel that?
As
I could try.
As this is happening, you hear the static again. But this one time it's real, and you hear the music kind of stop, and a voice breaks through the static eventually, and it is Denny's voice actually over the intercom. "Hello, Harry's shoppers," he says in his perfect clear resonance. "We have just finished the home good aisles display over on aisle 7. Be sure to go over there right now and then check out our newest home items, perfect for kitchen appliances and definitely not lethal explosives at all."
I don't think we should go to aisle 7.
Babushka sort of nods to you.
Yo,
There isn't 7 aisles.
I feel like
Is
Seven.
6
Seven might be a
seven's the last one.
good option. I mean,
For
I know my way
explosions?
around some firecrackers. And if we got some guy stalking us, Stalker Denny. This isn't my first run-in with a stalker. Yeah, a couple things that go bang probably wouldn't be such a bad idea.
Do you know how to use that? I'm going to look at Tim.
No, I've never shot a gun before. I've seen quite a few westerns though.
Yeah, of course. That's
Why don't
exactly what I expected you to say, Tim.
before you answer that, instead, why don't you give me an understanding check to figure out if you do understand how to use an AK-47?
A 7.
A 7? You do not know how to use an AK-47.
Perfect.
You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Well, what do you do? I know Tucker is heading for Denny's office.
Yeah.
Do all of you go to aisle 7?
I think Frankie definitely starts making her way there, for sure.
Okay.
Ronnie's going to follow after Frankie, kind of like safety in numbers. And she's also sort of frantically digging through her purse at this point.
While they're walking, Frankie kind of looks back to Veronica and is like, Stoli on the rocks, twist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like a simple
Remember-
girl.
That's very impressive.
It's my job. I never
Okay.
remember names, faces, drinks, all day, but names.
If you want to call me Stoli, that's fine. Where did I put it?
Yeah. Cool.
Cute nickname, Stoli.
While you guys are walking, Ronnie, go ahead and make me another madness check.
Ace.
Okay. Tim, are you following the ladies?
Yes.
Okay. Before we jump over to the ladies and the home good aisle, Tucker, what are you doing? You're heading straight for the office?
Yes. Yep. By way of whatever
That back row.
the
Okay.
perpendicular one.
Um,
We're in one, right? With her.
you guys were at, like the back end
Whatever.
of 2, so you're
Head
heading
through
back.
fresh fruits
Yeah.
and stuff.
Okay.
It looks like.
Can you do me a favor and do me a perception check, please?
Oh my gosh. I was just hoping you would ask. Here it comes.
You do have an advantage if you want to use that also.
Don't need. I got a queen.
Nice.
Wait.
Oh, it's hearts too. It's my suit.
Well, luckily you notice this before you run directly into it. You see a brick wall blocking off from
the back.
from basically here, from this area here, preventing you from
What?
going past the.
So I'm gonna go around. I'm like, what? Okay, so I'm gonna go around to aisle 2,
Okay.
head down aisle 2 all the way to the end, thinking there's no brick wall through there, right?
There's a brick wall.
How far down the aisle?
Again, just imagine a brick wall has suddenly appeared, like going along this way.
Like that, blocking off the whole back part?
Yeah.
Or yeah, okay.
You guys
Oh.
you guys are stuck on the back side of the.
Oh, I see. His office is in the lower right hand corner.
Yes.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. So
Yes.
we got the back half of the store.
Yes.
There's now. All right, so the brick walls are moving in like the trash compactor. Is that what's happening? I turn around and look to see if the other walls in the back are moving.
No, they're fine. They're normal.
I'm gonna feel this wall.
It's real. It's brick.
I'm gonna
It's
feel it.
Wally.
Give it a lick.
Tastes like brick.
Yep. Tastes like brick.
Delicious.
I am start heading to find a person. Now I'm a little weirded out.
Okay.
More weirded out.
Okay.
There's something definitely wrong with me.
Yeah. Well, we'll jump back over to the other 3 as you guys are heading into the home good aisle. So you are met with something never ending. long and labyrinth-like. As you search the aisle, you are met with kitschy housewares, and it just stretches and yawns before you in an agonizing length, ever repeating and dreadful in its nostalgia. Suddenly, all three of you are thrust forward, lurching into the vastness of ever-surmounting stuff. A hoarder's delight glares at you under wildly buzzing overhead fluorescent lights, and they feel as though they might zap the life right out of you. Still, as you carry on, you see the grand for sale sign before you, and you see, beautifully displayed, pressure cookers. But before you get to the pressure cookers, I would like all of you to go ahead and make a madness check, all three of you.
I got a King of Hearts, and that is my suit.
Okay.
It's
You're
so
good.
hard to all draw cards at once. I saw my card for a split second, and it was a 7 of clubs.
Okay.
Mine is an 8 of clubs.
Okay. Tim and Ronnie, you're good. Frankie, you feel sluggish as you are walking through the aisle. Your feet are heavy, and when you look down about just above your ankles, you realize that you're walking in what seems to be like wet cement. But if you go to touch it, it's not grainy, it's smooth, almost like pudding. And it smells that acrid smell again. Like, for anybody who doesn't know what acrid smells like, it smells like urine. I would like you to go ahead and try and rationalize this with an understanding check.
That would be a 10 of spades.
Okay. What you realize now is, and it's gone in a flash. You realize you remember the smell, you remember the feeling, you remember the strange sensation of walking very slowly suddenly and not really being able to pick up your feet. But it's gone, and it's just a dip in the floor.
She takes a moment to question herself internally on whether she accidentally left a little bit of something in the divot in her parliament. Maybe forgot about it. It happens from time to time. You know.
Is that right?
That's what they're made for, right?
Okay. Yeah. Jumping back over to Tucker real quick. Are you making your way back to aisle 7, back to the rest of the group? Lich.
I'm sorry, what? You're talking to me?
Yes, Tucker, are you making your way back to aisle
I didn't hear
7?
the Tucker part. I thought you were still talking to Frankie. Yes. Yeah, I'm heading anywhere I can find people. So
Okay.
yeah,
While
I'm
you're
taking that big back
that back end,
looking
okay.
at each aisle to see
while you're walking, go ahead and make me a madness check.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah, madness checks all day long. Aces are ones?
Aces are high.
Aces are okay, good. Ace.
Okay.
Aced it.
Okay,
Boss.
you're great. All right, cool. Do you make it back to them? Do you go ahead and just head back?
Yeah, as soon as I find them, or anybody really. Is there anybody else in the store?
Just the other people, the other shoppers that seem to not notice you. They just are kind of, guys haven't really looked at them too much, but they
seem to be going about their business.
Yeah, and they're just kind of moving slowly and methodically.
Can I look down one aisle and see like some old guy? He's like pushing up against the brick wall. He's just like,
go ahead and make me a perception check. Give me that good old perception.
Oh my gosh, dude, mouse over. Is there I can just click it? Okay. 10.
Yeah, so what you see is one of the old dudes or one of the people who are walking around, they get to the very back of where the wall is, where it's taken over, and then they just make a U-turn and keep going again. And they kind of are just doing this in circles. And
So they look like NPCs. So is the Morse code bell still ringing?
no, Babushka is just kind of vibing right now. She's sitting by the cart.
Yeah, I'm gonna feel like I definitely gonna feel more connected to the create the Usha yes, to
The
those
lady?
people. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Babushka
The
and
Babushka.
those folks. So I'm gonna go find you
Yeah.
guys. Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. Back to everybody. Once everybody's kind of grouped up again, you guys see those pressure cookers. But you also see a row of pickles. Beautiful, delicious vinegar pickles. And I would like all of you to go ahead and make a perception check.
In jar or out of jar?
In jar.
Oh, okay.
They're jarred.
Not in a
pickles.
bag.
Not in a bag.
Just bags of pickles.
Bag pickles are delicious.
I was thinking just shelves and shelves of pickles just sitting there. We're making madness checks.
Yep. No, perception checks. I'm sorry. Perception
Oh.
checks.
Queen
I
with a
got
plus
ace.
one.
Oh, wow. Yeah, some high checks. Hi.
Hi.
Rolled a 5 plus a 3.
I'm gonna use an advantage.
You don't need it. Hold it because enough
Okay.
people got it. So what you guys see before you in a glistening, glorious moment of clarity, you see a jar that is not like the others with a little note attached to it. It's napalm.
Message in a pickle. Yeah. Wait,
Napalm in a jar of that was once housed pickles. It is beautiful and milky. And the note on it says, "Look in pressure cooker." Do any of you open one of the pressure cookers up? Open.
I don't even know what's going on. What's the plan here? Do you guys notice that there's a brick wall now blocking us off from the other side? Do you guys see it? I point down the aisle.
Uh-huh.
It just came. Did you see it?
Ronnie at this point finally finds what she was looking for, and she pulls out her bottle of Xanax and is just like frantically trying to get a pill out.
Frankie is just like, "Ooh, what you got over there?" You just see like her eyes light up.
Ronnie
little
will offer
candy?
you a Xanax.
Oh, could I?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay,
This
yeah.
Just
is
give a Xanax to everybody.
uh-huh. I'm gonna
You're
offer
such
one
a
to Tim
treat,
as well.
Stoli.
Yeah. Do any of you pick up the jar of napalm?
Yeah, Frankie definitely picks it up. She knows that this is a jar of napalm. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she picks it up.
Wonderful.
I'll go and look in the pressure cooker. I wanna is it on?
No, it's not on. It's not plugged in, or it's not plugged. It's like a travel pressure cooker. But It's
Okay.
not on. It's not on at all.
Okay,
You
I
can
just want
open
to
it
make
up.
sure
It's
it's not
very
gonna explode in my face.
No.
I'm gonna sort of like lean back as I open up
Mm-hmm.
the pressure cooker.
What happens when you open it up is you find, oddly enough, all of the accoutrements to make and instructions on how to make a pressure cooker bomb. And one of the final components is napalm.
You
Real
said you
quick.
like firecrackers, right?
At that very moment, you hear across the store, you hear the bell, and it says, "Maim the beast."
I'm pretty sure it was
Buttery.
Denny. We decided it was Denny, right? And she like looks around at everybody.
Buttery Jack sweet corn. Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
At that very moment, the floor is moving. You don't need to make a madness check. This is real. You're being jolted and slid almost like on a conveyor belt directly towards the frozen food aisle. I would like all of you to make an athletics check, though. This is going to be a low check, so don't worry about it too much. I just need to make sure that you guys don't fall and drop
Jack.
the napalm.
Oh.
Don't draw a 1, basically.
I think I drew a jack too, but I don't know. We're all
That's
clicking
okay.
a lot.
That's fine. That's okay. That's okay.
11.
An 11. Okay, that's fine. I'll give you the jack, Creep.
Got a 5
Okay.
of clubs, which is my suit.
Okay.
And I have an athletics +1, so 7 total.
Okay. Tucker?
Yes, the draw? I drew a jack.
Okay. All right. None of you fall over as the floor is moving beneath you, and it is kind of sort of like a conveyor belt, like rapid, and it takes you directly, like I said, to the frozen food aisle. As you are brought there, to the frostland aisles of the frozen food section, it is both a delicate and harsh world here. Ice cream beckons you. Frozen pizza is king, and the almighty veggies sing your praises. But this frozen food section is a keeper of something far stranger. You may look to one another as you hear yet another distortion of the overhead speaker. It's not your imagination again. However, the people that you've noticed shopping around in the aisle all seem to be on high alert, and they're all looking at you. I would like all of you to go ahead and make a madness check. One at a time, if you can. Go ahead and I'll call it out. Creep, go ahead.
Okay. Thank the gods. That's a 12 for me.
Okay, you fail, Duro.
4.
You fail.
Which one are we doing?
Madness.
Oh,
Myriad?
Sure.
I had gotten a 3, but I'm going to use an advantage
Okay.
to redraw.
Sure.
I failed.
Okay. Lich,
Queen.
you fail. How does one begin a grave circumstance of otherworldly and terrible horror beyond imagination? It begins with the inky black of a mind fractured in its vessel, the desperation of a psyche, and its ultimate desire to retain and maintain some semblance of normalcy. It is the sadness, the utter heartbreak of a life once lived, the fleeting, happy memories, and the upsurge of the most unpleasant ones. It's taking coupons from the dispensers and putting them in a cart like a collection. It's shaking hands with mannequins and people finding it quirky. And in reality, you're looking for what they have. Human connection. You are lonely, and you're in a world not suited for the trepidation of what that loneliness looks like in adulthood. You wake up, you go to work, come home, frozen dinner, reality TV, a broken heart, and sleep, and do it all over again. You have moved on with your day. And that blackness pours out of those freezers. You hear your mother calling your name. You smell Halloween decorations, musty and a bit like a bonfire. You can feel the warmth of Christmas lights across your face when you stand too close to the tree. Lightning bugs in the summer, your first kiss and how you hated the way your teeth clanked together. The smell of a new carpet in the new house, chemical and unfamiliar. Bitter cheap wine, bitter goodbyes, bitter regrets, and nostalgia. And it is coming for all 4 of you with a vengeance. Before you 4, the freezer doors swing wildly open, slamming against the glass and shattering it, bringing forth an outpour of a vile, viscous, brown fluid rushing towards you like a river of dread. And this scourge river rises with a tide, a rogue wave of nightmare and suppressed memories. You can see the faces of those you have passed by in this journey of life, trapped and wailing at you. And when it crashes upon you all, I would like you all to make an athletics check. Creep.
A jack.
9.
You what, Creep?
A jack.
Okay. Dara?
Queen.
Myriad?
I got a 9.
Okay. Lich?
2.
You all fail. The lights go out, and you are all suspended in infinite darkness. There is no fear. There is no pain. There's nothing. I would like to welcome all 4 of you to somewhere else. You hear beyond the veil sounds of viscera, the fleshy squelch of bodies in self-mutilation, and the grinding of plastic on linoleum. It's cold here, but not uncomfortably so, but in a way that makes you notice. And finally, all goes quiet. As the water, quote unquote water, recedes, you all come to. And something has gone horribly wrong. The lights are no longer that soft yellow glow. They are now flickering and cold. And you hear something in the distance. You hear a door opening. It is a metallic screeching sound. And it comes directly from the back room. Before you is a scene of a wasteland. The aisles are turned over. The brick wall is gone that separated you from the rest of the grocery store, but there is nothing beyond it. What do?
Frankie instantly looks over to Ronnie. Hey, Stoli, you managed to grab that pressure cooker, right?
Hold it up.
She holds up the jar of napalm. Okay, all right. We'll just stick together.
Mm-hmm.
You and me. Okay.
Yeah.
Tim is going to he's going to drop the gun in like sort of like not understanding what's happening. He's going to just like drop everything and just start looking around, trying to make sense of it all.
I'm going to pick up the gun.
Good idea. Tim, make me a madness check.
Here we go. 2.
Above you, Tim, you hear the sudden cawing of a bird. And then another and another. And much like the beans, they seem to be multiplying. If you look up, you see these dark shadows above you in these bird-like forms, these ravens, and they're angry at you. And they're screaming. And they begin to flutter and shuffle, and they're dive bombing you, Tim. Go ahead and make me an athletics check.
Okay.
These are not flying bean cans, right? These are birds.
These are shadow birds.
Okay, you fucking scared me for a second. Okay.
I got a king.
Okay, you
+1 athletics.
Dodge the birds, but everybody else, go ahead and make me a madness check. Creep, go ahead and do that for me.
So letting me click on the card.
Oh, you know what? Let me recall them then.
Okay.
It might have ran out.
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah.
That is a 9.
Okay. You pass barely. But all you see is Tim just kind of like, I guess, duck and roll out of the way. Okay. Myriad, go ahead and make me a madness check.
7.
You fail. You see the birds. And Lich.
Madness check. Yes. I am on it. And 6.
You also fail. You see the birds.
I see the birds. It opened up my mind. I saw the birds.
Myriad, go ahead and make an athletics check, because they're also coming for you now.
5.
Okay.
I'm gonna use an advantage.
Okay, that's a good idea.
King.
Okay.
So king +2.
You also kind of roll out of the way. And Lich, go ahead and make an athletics check.
6.
Um, Go ahead and take a harm.
Okay.
What's your athletics?
1.
Okay, so you're not looking so good, but you're not dead. The birds sort of dive bomb you, and they like help you with their bodies. And what you feel is like if somebody was to punch you directly in your solar plexus, and it's going to knock you back, and it sort of knock the wind out of you. But you are like coughing up blood, damaged internally.
Something's very wrong with me. Something very wrong with me. Something very wrong with me. Something very wrong with me.
So, Crete, because Frankie didn't see the birds, all you see is Tucker sort of like lurch back with a and probably land on his back and like blood coming out of his mouth out of just seemingly nowhere. Whereas Tim and Ronnie do see what happened.
Do I know that the cat food heals?
Yes, you do know that.
Okay.
I will give you that information.
Frankie looks down at him, and while she doesn't like this man very much, she is going to kneel down at his side and crack open a can of cat food and really enjoy just shoving this cat food into his mouth. She's having a great time with it.
You feel so much better, Tucker, but I mean, it's cat food. That's what it tastes like.
No,
Is this cat food?
Open up the hatch. Here comes the airplane. And she's like,
I'm kind of, it's going to help me back from the brink of madness for just a minute. Oh, it tastes good.
Oh, no.
Why? It should not be tasting this good.
You still see the birds. The birds are still there. They've kind of gone back up to the
I
rafters.
just mean,
oh,
like
yeah.
I was
Sure.
about to spiral into a hole.
A whole moment.
A whole moment there. Yeah. But the birds are still there. Okay.
The birds are above you now, and they are cawing and squawking, and they are
grabbing your hand,
angry.
Frankie. I go, did you see the birds? Are we all insane, or is this just me? Are you guys real? Are you guys real?
I'm real. Jesus fucking Christ. What fucking birds?
You don't see the fucking birds, Frankie?
No, Hendrix. I don't see the birds.
Tim, do you see the birds?
I see the birds.
Veronica, you see the birds?
There's birds.
Frankie kind of like looks up.
Okay, Frank, you see the brick wall.
I saw the brick wall, yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
so there's some things some of us aren't seeing. There's some things that people are seeing.
That's
Frankie,
reassuring. Yeah.
You need something. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a moment to make a madness check for me. I need you to have something.
I need a little razzle dazzle in my life.
You need a little razzle dazzle.
That's an ace of spades, which is my suit.
That is unfortunate. Okay, you see nothing then.
Ace of spades.
Remember when I was so helpful in that first half? And so kind. Okay. Anyway.
What the fuck does that mean?
I feel like our definitions might differ. I'm not sure.
So the birds are up there. They're kind of squawking at you. But you hear the door to the back room open up. It's like a garage door, right? Like a rolling door. You don't see it necessarily right off the top of your head if you're down in the frozen food section, but you can make it there if you so desire. It's almost like it's calling to you. You do not hear the bell anymore.
I kind of missed the bell. That was oddly comforting now that it's gone.
Wait, what's gone? The bell?
The bell stopped. Yeah. You do
But the
not
bell's
hear.
there. You mean that she's just not ringing it anymore?
You don't. Well, you don't hear
Wait, is
Babushka's bell. You
Babushka's
don't.
not around anymore?
You
Oh.
don't know. You don't know because you haven't gone looking for her. She could be. Who's to say?
Ding ding.
All right. Do I know how to use an AK? Do I got to
Okay.
check for that?
Yeah, give me an understanding check.
Okay. Because if I do, I'm gonna load it right now. Like it's
So it is loaded. You just don't know if it's chambered or not.
Or,
You don't.
yeah,
And you
I'm
don't.
gonna
We don't
chamber
know.
it.
Yeah,
I'm
we
gonna
don't
make
know.
a cool sound with it. Okay, just let me have a cool sound with the gun if I know it.
Okay.
It's did you say understanding?
Understanding. Give me an understanding.
You sure you didn't say charm?
I
Okay.
promise.
Yeah. It's 8. Sounds like a win to me.
Don't really know how to use an AK now, do ya?
I don't?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you can try. You can still use it. It's just gonna not be very good for you if you use it the wrong way.
I think Frankie's watching him like fiddle with the gun. Do you know how one of those works?
Do you?
Do I? Can I make a check?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, make an understanding check.
That's Queen of Clubs. So that's 12.
So your ex-boyfriend used to take you out shooting on a regular basis.
Not the artist one, clearly.
No, just a random ex-boyfriend. You are very well versed with the AK. You know how to check to see if it's chambered. You know how to chamber around. You know how to go ahead and aim and fire. And just so you know, this is a fully automatic AK-47.
She leans into Tucker quite close and catches him in her gaze. You know what? As a matter of fact, I do. I know how to use an AK, and I also know that I'm holding a jar of napalm. So, I hand it over.
Yeah, or you can have it.
That's nice.
Sounds suspiciously like a threat.
It'll be like our little secret that I know these things.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah. She takes
why
the
we keep
gun
the
from
secrets?
him and like chambers around.
Myriad,
Bones.
make a madness check.
God fucking damn it.
Please fail it. I need you to fail this.
I mean, I got it's an understanding, right, with madness?
Yeah, it's your bonus is understanding.
8.
Great. I'm gonna count that as failed because this one's a little bit higher. In the corner of your eye, you see a black suit.
Fuck.
And you see it kind of round a corner. And you hear sort of the walkie-talkie sounds of somebody jibber-jabbering. Do you want to investigate this, or do you want to try and make an understanding of it?
I think I'm going to try to make an understanding of it.
Okay, go ahead and do an understanding check.
I understand nothing.
You hear the jibber-jabbering, and you see over the corner, around the corner of the aisle at the back end, you see one of the men in those vans, or the SUVs, the black SUVs that you saw just days before the opening. And he's watching you.
I'm gonna reach out a hand and kind of like tap Frankie. Do you see him?
Who?
The man. It's
Make a madness check for me.
Okay.
Great.
That is a king of spades, so that's a 13.
You don't see anything.
No, I don't see anything.
You know, the past couple of weeks, I've been having these episodes of, I think it's psychosis. And I keep seeing a car driving around, circling in a parking lot. And sometimes I'm driving the car. And, you know, my mother was diagnosed with early onset dementia. And I'm starting to think that maybe that might be a genetic thing because I keep seeing stuff and the birds are over there and then there's a man staring at me.
Well, this explains the Zanny script.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You're sure you don't see a man?
I'm sure I don't see a man. Just make sure you hold really tight onto that pressure cooker, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you still got the napalm?
Of course I do.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
Where is this man staring at you?
I'm gonna like point and down the aisle.
Do I
Make
see
it-
him?
Make a madness check.
Eight.
You see the man. He
Frank,
is in
you do see- yeah.
he's in like a fitted, like he looks like a Secret Service. He's in a fitted black suit. He's got a little earpiece with a little curly wire there, and
fuck?
he's looking at you.
Do you see the government man, Frankie?
Nope. Just told Stoli over here that I didn't see the government man. No.
What about you, Tim? You see the government man?
Make a madness check, Tim.
You.
You see him, and he's watching you guys. He's looking. He's really into you guys.
Should we just should we back up slowly?
Yeah,
Can
just
I-
stand behind me, and if he gets real close, yell shoot or something.
He ducks
Okay, I
back
like that.
behind. He'll duck back behind the corner.
Oh, he got back
Um,
behind the corner. Oh, that's I like not seeing him even less now that I know that he's there.
What do you guys do?
We have to head towards the back room, right? We heard the door go up. We're down. I hope it was up.
Yeah,
We
that
just get to
sounds
Get the
great.
fuck out of here.
I'm
Let's just
100%
find
on
door.
board. Let's go.
Do all of you guys all head towards the back room?
Yes.
Okay. So, you guys pass by that meat aisle again to get towards the back room. I would like you all to go ahead and make another madness check. I'm going to go ahead and call it out for you. Creep, make me a madness check.
That's a 10.
Okay. Duro,
And
Myriad.
Clean.
Okay. And Lich.
7.
Okay. Everybody but Myriad sees the following. Replacing what we thought was meat, you now suddenly realize are human body parts. You see arms, legs, you see faces, you see brains, and you see a man behind the butcher counter who is a ways back behind like the plastic sheet. It is in the shape of perfect Denny. It is a perfect shape. And it's watching you.
Denny. Is that Denny back there? Denny. Denny.
The shape leaves. It steps back
Fuck.
behind the wall and towards the back room.
So Denny? Wait, are
But
we trying to avoid him?
But before all of you, you
Oh,
do
there's a
see
sail on wrists.
Yeah, you have all of this like viscera and you hear a wailing of an old man, and it's elderly, and it is yeah. And as you hear this, and as you see Denny sort of step away, you see the packaging is starting to melt. The plastic is now filled with human soup, for lack of better words.
I think Tim's going to start barfing.
Appropriate.
Yeah.
Tim, that
Are
way,
you
Tim. That way,
okay?
Tim.
Frankie like
Burrito.
sidesteps away.
Tim.
Frankie, you
Yep.
see this. You see this viscera. Do you react at all?
Frankie's a horror movie girl. She loves her Fulci. Big
she's
Fulci
jaded.
fan.
Little bit jaded.
And it doesn't seem to phase her in the way that it's upsetting Tim. It doesn't make her nauseous or feel weird, but she is uncomfortable. It's wrong. And this is reality and not a film. At least she thinks this is reality.
Okay. Tucker?
Well, am I rationalizing? So
Are
you're
you-
asking?
Would you guys, what's your reaction to it? And would any of you like to rationalize it or really investigate it?
The body parts inside the stuff?
Uh-huh.
No, actually, Tim puking actually kind of grounded me for some
Sure,
reason.
yeah, absolutely.
Like it kind of maybe it kind of brought me back and like gave me a focus. Like, okay, so this is real. There's some kind of like it's not dreamlike because there's someone puking too. For some reason, that feels more real.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna look around for like we were heading to the back. There's got to be doors.
Yeah.
Doors are more brick walls.
Sure.
That's what I'm looking for.
We're gonna find out in a minute. I would like you all to take note of the clock in the butcher area. And if you remember, when you exited your cars or when you walked in, the time was 12:45. The time is now 12:46.
I was only a minute past.
I think Frankie feels the weight of this just great sinking stone inside of her. And she's just kind of shaking her head that maybe she'll shake it off like a bad dream and none of this is really happening and maybe she's having a psychotic break finally.
Ronnie's gonna like kind of pat Tim on the shoulder as well as he's puking. She is a sympathetic puker, so she's gonna like kind of like look away and like rummage through her bag and offer him a Tums. All the while being like, "Here, please stop puking. Stop it."
Then we'll take it and he'll pop it in his mouth.
Okay. What do you guys do next? Do you guys heading straight for that back room? Okay. As you approach the back room, a sound sort of is very, very aware, very, very known. And it's wet, it's damp, and it's squelching. And it's gross. You smell that acrid smell again. You smell the urine once more. It's dark in there, but there is one swinging light way in the back, and you think you see something. Something big and shadowy. Do you go in?
The only way forward,
Frankie, you want
right?
to go first?
What'd you say?
Frankie, you're gonna go first.
Yeah, she's gonna turn.
You got the gun still, right?
To Stoli. Yeah, she's gonna turn to Stoli first and look at her. I feel like we might be entering some seriously fucked up territory. You know, big looming dark shadows. Bit ominous. Little ominous.
Yeah.
Squelching.
Urine.
Piss. Yeah. So I was thinking if you were comfortable with this, maybe I could give you the jar of napalm just in case.
So it's all in one spot.
Then it's all in one place.
Yes.
You have everything. I have the gun. And she, like, it's like a little light bulb goes off in her head. She turns around and pulls her backpack off of her back again and starts rummaging through it. And one of the things she pulls out is a piece of gum. It's extra spearmint, and she hands it to Tim without looking at him. Here, your breath smells like shit, by the way. And then she goes back through rummaging, and she pulls out a wine key, and it's one of the big ones with the like flippy doos. And
Is that a technical term? Flippy doos?
yeah, flippy doos. Very technical.
For the wings.
You wouldn't understand. You're not a bartender.
Right. Of course. Silly me.
And she looks to Tim, and then she looks to Tucker, and she's kind of looking back and forth between the two and realizing that neither option is probably the best option, but this could potentially be used as a weapon. So she just goes, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Okay, Tucker. And she hands the wine key to you. I don't know what you could do with this, but the spiky point, ouch, hurt bad. So I've got some mace in here too, but we're in an enclosed area and that might not be the best idea. Have you ever had like the cops come at the outside of the bar and they ace everyone outside? The door opens because people are idiots and they all just want to run inside. But then suddenly you're behind the bar and you're just crying, trying to just, check people out and get them out the fucking door. Does that ever happen to you, Tucker?
No, never has. I'm not a bartender.
Yeah. Just keep the wine key.
But I know how to stab something with the corkscrew things.
Yeah, sometimes
Well, my
things need a
knowledge
few extra...
my knowledge kind of stops at weapons of war. But yeah, corkscrew, I got it. Thank you.
Basic tools. This is monkey shit, right? Yeah, just if you see something dangerous, just give it a few extra air holes.
Okay, got it. But you gonna go in first though with that gun?
Yeah,
Sadie?
she just instantly shoulders the gun.
So I best the thing I got is Denny is a serial killer and we've been breathing fucked up hallucinogenic air or something, and we need to get fresh air and get out. And if we see him, he needs to die.
That's literally the best case scenario.
Yeah, I'm feeling like a Scarecrow Batman situation happening here right now.
Exactly.
Which is kind of exciting. Jonathan Crane's hot. Denny's kind of hot.
He is perfect.
Yeah, that's serial killer shit.
Does he look like Cillian Murphy?
I was gonna say,
is he giving Bundy vibes? Maybe
a little Bundy vibes, a little Patrick Bateman kind of vibes.
Frankie starts thinking whether all this dying stuff is not such a bad idea anymore. She could use a vacation.
Would you like to do anything? Would you like to do anything with the pressure cooker bomb? Would you like to assemble it before you go in?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and make me an understanding check.
I think while Ronnie is doing that, Frankie's got the AK shouldered and she's just kind of like watching through the door, waiting.
Ace.
Okay. You very successfully put it together, and you know that if you hit the button and you have a certain amount of time, you have about 10 seconds before it blows. Okay? You know this. You absolutely are aware of this. So, you have your pressure cooker bomb, you have your AK, you have your wine key. You know that only 1 minute has passed since entering the grocery store. You hear the squelching, you see something in the back there, and it seems to be moving. It's definitely moving. Now, there's got to be a light switch, which there is. And I'm not going to make you do a check for it. It's like right there on the side of the door. Would you like to flip the light on?
Absolutely. I'll reach around because I'll reach around because if you're going in first,
she's got the gun up. She's like focused straight ahead.
I'll look for the lights.
Tucker with the reach around.
Hey, yo.
I'm your guy.
All right. So you flip the light on. And we all remember James Pearson, the man who went missing, right? Before the game, I handed you what he looked like. He's an average-looking guy, kind of just regular white dude, a little silver in the hair. He's got a normal crew cut. Not bad-looking, but not overtly handsome either. Before you, you see an amalgamation of what could only be several missing people. They've been sewn together through some sort of intestinal device. The body is oversized. It's probably weighing in about 1,300 pounds, 13 to 1,500 pounds. It is massive. It is bloated. The face is Jim, but it's wrong. The eyes are sort of drooping down a little bit. The face is flushed. The whole body is sort of full of boils. You see splotches of green veins sort of bulging out. His feet are teeny tiny, like almost like child's feet, kind of barely holding up the body together. And it turns to look at all four of you there. You are faced with the beast. And it wants more of you to add to its greatness. And you hear that being said to you by Perfect Denny. He's looking at you. And you see black tears sort of running down his face. But he is joyous. You came. You all came. This is perfect. Everything is perfect. Perfect Denny
Start shooting,
says
Frankie.
this.
Just start shooting. Just start shooting.
Denny's gonna look at the beast.
Shoot him. Shoot them all.
Begin. The beast begins to walk towards you all slowly.
Jim?
I think you said this thing is like massive.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge.
She's going to, without dropping the gun or taking her eyes off of the beast in front of her. And Denny's there as well.
Denny's there. He's commanding the beast. He's standing next to the beast.
Okay.
He's letting the beast walk forward. He's staying in the back.
Okay. You're gonna hear Frankie say, Stoli, I think it might be your big moment. I think this is your big moment's coming.
I'm gonna kind of. So is this like a bomb I can like huck?
Yeah, you can set it and huck it. You get 10 seconds though. So keep in mind there is a delay.
Mm-hmm.
You can slide it, you can chuck it, you can run up and place it down. It's up to you.
How's your throwing arm? Stoli, you ever play catch with your dad in the yard when you were a kid?
Well, I was pretty good at sports. I was on track. Had to.
Right. Yep. Lots of throwing and track last time I remembered.
Yep. Shot put.
There you go. See, we're getting somewhere. Well, we're right by the door, so we could just.
And you do see a door behind Denny, just so you know.
Right. I'm imagining this explosion is gonna be. It's gonna be thick.
It's gonna be pretty significant if you are successful.
Yeah.
So are you throwing it? Are you setting it and throwing it?
I'm gonna set it and slide it.
Okay, make me an athletics check.
Guys, I think we're going to need to get the fuck out of this room very soon.
12.
Good, successful.
Okay.
That's good. 12's good. You needed a 10.
Okay.
So you
12.
You set it, it starts beeping, right? And it slides right across. And it stops right at the feet of the beast. And you see the beast sort of look down at it. It's going to slowly turn its eyes up towards all of you. Denny's going to look at this pressure cooker as it's sort of counting down, and Denny is going to start booking it towards all of you. Denny's no longer Denny. You see this long, spindly creature sort of rip out of Denny's body. Bye, Denny.
There's like a door that we were like sort of standing in, right?
You're in a doorway. You're in like a rolly up doorway, and then behind Denny was a back door, like an emergency fire exit.
Close the door. Close the door.
Do you all step out and close the door?
Yeah, I think Frankie
I'm all for
is keeping her gun trained on Denny specifically now that he's running at us as she's stepping backwards.
Okay. I'm going to make an athletics check for Denny. He does not make it fast enough. If you guys want to step out and close the door, you can try and find the button to roll the door back down. I would like you all to make a perception check. Who's going to look for that button?
Tim will.
Okay, Tim, go ahead and make me a perception check.
Joker.
You have about 3 seconds down on the timer, so you've got about 7 seconds left.
Joker's redo, right?
Yeah, you can go ahead and redo it.
2. I have a determination.
Go ahead and use your determination.
5.
So for determination, pull twice.
Oh. 8.
Okay, I'll go ahead and give that to you. You'll find the door. You'll find the button, and it starts slowly rolling down, much slower than it went up. Denny's still trying to kind of charge over to you.
Is there like anything that we can like grab hold of to kind of pull it down quicker?
Yeah, there's a manual handle.
I'm gonna.
So you catch Denny as he slides towards the bottom of it to try and get to you guys, and you caught him in the door. And it's this spindly, monstrous-looking thing. His body is gray. His skin's very veiny, and he's sort of kind of slashing at you guys. And he's, making these horrible gurgling sounds. He does not speak in this form. He only...
How much of him is outside of the door?
About halfway. You've got about half of his body.
I would like to shoot him point blank in the head.
Okay, does nothing.
Yay.
Oh, not amazing.
Yeah, Frankie starts stepping backwards again.
You've about 5 seconds until the explosion.
Is there any sort of like fire extinguisher or any sort of blunt object to use to like sort of bash him to get him back on the other side of the door?
There's like a fire extinguisher.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab that and start to like bash him to try to get him like so we can close the door all the way.
He takes the damage. He just eats it.
We just try to kick him out of the door.
Does anybody want to try and kick him? Want to do an athletics check to check? Oh yeah, do an athletics check for me.
Reaching around. We're reaching around again.
Reach around.
It's around Ronnie this time.
Reach around.
Yeah, we love a reach around.
Knee. 6. Probably not good.
What's suite? Is it your suite?
No.
No. Okay. You kind of like bash his head back just enough that you could probably get the rest of the door all the way down. So you get the door down and you hear nothing for a long period of time. It's almost like time has stopped. What do? Pressure cooker hasn't gone off yet. You assembled it correctly. The time was going. The moment you closed that door to the back room, it's almost like you stopped hearing the beeping of the countdown.
Frankie's attention instantly snaps to Veronica. Hey, Stoli, I thought we had like a deal here and you knew what the fuck you were doing.
I assembled it correctly. I can read an instruction. It was beeping. You heard it beeping.
It's almost like time and the door make a difference. If you look at the clock, the second hand has stopped moving. It is now 12:47.
We have to open the door.
Listen to the door. I don't hear.
Yep.
Do I hear anything?
Denny's on the other side of that door.
You hear rummaging. You hear kind of Denny sort of like scraping along the door.
He's still alive in there.
You only have 3 seconds left on that pressure cooker. So
Wait, the pressure cooker did. Okay, the pressure cooker didn't make it in the room.
it is in the room. The pressure cooker
okay.
is in the back room with
Okay, okay.
Denny and the beast.
So we waited out.
So I
Well,
have a question. When
yeah.
the door was like still ajar with Denny in it,
Mm-hmm.
could we still hear the ding
Yes.
of the...
Yes.
Anyone got some sort of a wedge? Maybe we could get a little leverage on this door, open it a crack,
Oh, I see.
stick a bean can in there.
Let me get my pockets. What do I got in my pockets? I pull out. I got a wallet. My wallet. A Zippo. Stick that. Wedge the wallet in.
Okay. You see Denny's little claw fingers trying to get out underneath of you guys, and we can't really quite make it, but you hear the beeping again. And then you suddenly hear the explosion of the pressure cooker going off, and it kind of rattles the door so much that it should really knock all of you back. And I would like all of you to make an athletics check for that. Creep, go ahead first.
Jack of spades. That's
That's enough. That's good. That's good. You hold your ground, Dura.
A king.
Okay. Myriad
10.
and Lich.
Queen.
Okay.
Hearts. My suit.
Okay, you guys all make it. You hear this like of explosion, and you hear the wet sound of the beast kind of exploding everywhere. What would you do? What would you like to do? You don't hear any. You don't hear Denny. You don't hear anything. You just hear absolute silence.
Tim is gonna move his finger to open the door.
So you're opening the door back up.
Yes.
Everybody
Okay.
sensed. I found my lucky pencil. I have a corkscrew and a pencil now.
Frankie is gonna
Armed.
tuck herself out of the immediate way of the door just in case, because she has learned to trust absolutely nothing and no one so far.
Okay.
So maybe
Okay.
we could have you in front with the AK.
You saw that thing. It did fucking nothing to Denny.
All right. That's right. But still, it's the best thing we got, right?
I mean, I'll unload a clip. I'm not afraid to do that.
All right.
I'm going to sort of just like stand back.
Wait a minute. What if we back up, let it come out, run around the store, and get back in there? Close the door up.
Only one way to
Be
find out.
bait. All right. I'm gonna back up. Give ourselves some room to pick somebody and go after them, and then we can. I mean, look. I turn around. We still have aisles and stuff, right?
Yeah, and you
Okay.
suddenly have like smoke coming out from underneath of the door, so there is a fire.
You know, we also have a track star, and she points at Veronica.
It's been like 13 years.
It's like riding a bike, right?
You're bait.
Yeah, take his shoes off. Maybe you'll run faster.
I'm not taking my shoes off. The floor is filthy.
Just a suggestion.
Open the door.
Tim pushes the button to open the door.
You have the door rolling up, and you're met with sunlight. The back door to the back rooms is open, and flooding in are several men in mop gear. For anybody who doesn't understand what that is full hazmat gas mask gear from the military. They are in Russian fatigues, and they have their guns aimed and pointed at all of you. And they are shouting in thick Russian accents for you all to get down on your faces.
Close the door.
They're pushing through. They're already pushing through. What do you do?
Tim
Uh,
would put his hands up.
Yeah, I'm putting
hands
my
up,
hands up.
They have
Get it
weapons.
down.
They have weapons drawn. All of them have M4s pointed at you. And there's a bunch of them. There's like 10 or 15 of them filing through this back door.
Yeah, Frankie just puts her hands up. The rifle drops as she does so, and she just sighs.
I'm gonna offer a can of beans.
They're gonna
I'm
pistol whip
gonna
you.
I'm gonna say babushka.
Just say the word babushka.
Yeah.
One of them kind of steps forward to you. What do you know of Babushka?
She was here with us. I think she helped us.
You do not
Wha-
know this Babushka. I assure you.
She warned us of the beast.
You don't know anything of the beast. I assure you.
We know nothing.
Exactly. You know nothing. You know no Babushka. At that moment, you see the same thing. A couple of military guys coming through. They are in American fatigues. They are in U.S. Army fatigues. Same deal. They're in mop gear. And they're kind of barking orders back and forth between the Russians and themselves. And one of them comes up to you and says, "Do you know where you are?"
Henry's grocery outlet.
It's a good idea.
Harry's.
Harry's.
Harry's grocery outlet.
I'm gonna
Okay.
look at this other three, like,
So this guy who comes to talk to you, he sort of goes along and reads off your names and your numbers, your date of birth, your social security numbers and your date of birth to each other, and they know exactly who you are and your occupation. You now see the zip tie handcuffs coming out. You are all now being handcuffed, and as long as you're compliant, you will not die. Don't get shot. Are you all compliant?
Beans that'll knock you on your ass.
Yeah, I think
Beans that'll knock you on your ass. Grab my pencil. I start writing on stuff. Does
can you
anybody have
say
any paper?
ass in a commercial?
Yeah, man.
How
It's
about-
all social media stuff now. It's
Beans
like
that'll knock you on your butt.
sure.
You're
I'd
like
keep it
seconds away
PG
from being
rated.
like pistol whipped right now.
I have my hands like
Okay.
ready for
These
All right.
beans will knock you on your butt. You're right, Ronnie. Knock you on your butt.
All right. Well, you're all zip tied and handcuffed, and you are now being escorted out
Got it.
the back door.
Back, baby. Back.
The town that you see before you is not where you came in from. You're in high desert, yes, but this is not familiar. You see overhead choppers, Blackhawks kind of hovering around. Welcome to somewhere else.